Have you checked the children?
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
Sometimes that is better.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Horror Show. I'm Cecil Laird.
I mean, Fuego, yeah.
And we are here to do another trailer reaction roundup. If you didn't see yesterday's or Friday's episode, we did 2 episodes from Mad Monster, Arizona, because that's where we were last weekend. So we obviously skipped the trailers from that week. So we have basically 2 weeks worth of trailers built up, pent up, and ready to release all over your faces right now.
and it happened to be a very just, building week of tension and accumulation because there were so many that were unleashed upon us, and we're ready to unleash the fury, I suppose. So.
Indeed. So I think I've got something like 16 trailers for us to look at today, so let's just get into it. What do you say? So let's start with the one I know Fuego wants to watch so much.
Chapelwaite?
Great White.
Sure.
No, it's fine. We'll do Chapelwaite. So Chapelwaite is what, Fuego?
So it's essentially a rather loose adaptation of Jerusalem's Lot.
I mean, let's not pass judgment on whether he's sexual or not. Who cares if he's loose?
I mean, hey, it's a new day and age.
A loose adaptation. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can love whoever you want, and everything is gravy in that department. But so there was a short story that was published in Night Shift, and it was called Jerusalem's Lot, and it was kind of it was a prequel to Salem's Lot, but it didn't really explore the vampire mythology. It was more so just the fact that there had been lingering evil for centuries in this particular area of Maine, and it's
What's that area of Maine called?
Well, that area of Maine is basically the Kingverse, if we're going to be specific about it. But it's called Jerusalem's Lot in the story, and there's like longtime devil worshipping and all kinds of other crazy stuff. The short story doesn't deal with vampires at all, and it's very much very, very Lovecraft, and just has a building creepy tension, and it's similar to Dracula in the fact that it's like letters being written back and forth to this guy who is an heir who has come to this property, and a friend of his back home. This is going to be drastically different from what I understand, because in this version, played by none other than Adrian Brody, our heir, this lead character, he actually has a full family that he's bringing with him. He's recently widowed. There's going to be other characters, and they're, I believe, going to be bringing in some of the vamp lore, but maybe other sorts of monsters and creatures. It's on Epics, which is one of the biggest things that I think may deter the success of this, because a lot of people don't have Epics, but I know they've done some recent partnerships with Blumhouse, and they're trying to make a name for themselves as far as cable television goes. There is an Epics Now streaming that you have access to. That's where they debuted Saint Maud. So they're trying to be a player in the field. All we've seen of this Chapelwaite, which is, I believe, the name of the estate that he has inherited. So they're not using the... I was
waiting to get the answer of what Chapelwaite is.
And you're like, the hell is Chapelwaite?
Yeah.
I believe it's the name of the estate, if I recall correctly. And so, yes, it'll be, 8-10 episode series, something in that realm, and I'm very excited for it. Gothic horror with Adrian Brody. Bring it on. So
let's do it.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Epics.
I know that was a very long-winded explanation.
Fine. Look, you got the knowledge.
Here's our guy. Be the wife that I said.
Somber tone.
Yeah.
Dear Cousin Charles, by the time you receive this letter, I shall be in my final resting place. I bequeath you a magnificent ancestral home we call Chapelwaite.
What do you think? Hardly know what to say myself.
I hear you're looking for a governess.
We are. Your family has a reputation. Your children, are they Christian?
Some blame Chapelwaite for the illness in town.
The Boones are surrounded by misfortune.
Father, are we safe here?
Charles Boone.
He's a boon.
Yes, he is.
Once the people see that there's nothing to fear, this animosity will diminish.
Unless there is something to fear.
And from what I understand, it is going to also explore, like, the ancestry, like, you know, why there is evil in this home even more so.
Bad things are coming.
All that you believe is madness.
Worms.
That is my curse. Only I can save you.
Okay, so as I suspected, we're gonna bring it in.
I would rather die than to risk hurting my family.
What's behind the door?
Yeah, there could be something, right?
All right, Fuego, your immediate reaction, sir.
So
tell me right now, what are you feeling about this?
I am still very excited.
How's it looking to you? What do you think?
It looks great. From a production standpoint, it looks great. Costuming looks very period specific and everything, which excites me. Adrian Brody and I didn't see as much from everybody else, you know, aside from this aspiring, you know, governess who wants to be a part of helping out the family and stuff. But it is definitely achieving just that eerie sort of vibe that is supposed to be not just at this house that Charles Boone has inherited, but also from just the town in general. And that's why Barlow and Stryker even went to Salem's Lot in the novel and the adaptations, is because evil is drawn to these areas of residual evil and where so much nastiness has transpired. And so this is supposedly going back and explaining, and I know they're going to expand significantly. If we're seeing vampires, there's no vampires in Jerusalem's Lot, at least in the short story Jerusalem's Lot. So I'm thinking we're going to see all kinds of creature stuff maybe, and the fact that they showed the worms, you know, this like kind of cult of the worm that plays a part in the short story, that excites me. And no indications of like the rats in the walls, which was you know, the Edgar Allan Poe connection which we had in the short story. But the house is supposed to be weird. The town is supposed to be even weirder.
Wait, you don't think him listening to the wall right there is the rats in the walls?
Possibly.
I mean,
yeah, and I just missed it and was maybe talking, but. Yeah, there's a lot of eerie stuff going on, very gothic horror. My question for you is, I know you're not as into period piece sort of stuff, so are you less intrigued because of that?
No, I think the fact that it's, and I don't know if this makes sense, but I think the fact that it seems to be localized more towards just Chapelwaite, the one house, I think it's easier for me to stomach when I don't have to buy into everything about the Victorian era or whatever the hell era this is supposed to be. I can just focus on the actual story. It doesn't really matter what they're wearing at that point, right? It's just a single house story, for the most part, anyway.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll venture outside of it, but because, you know, for whatever reason, this doesn't bother me. I'm kind of more okay with period pieces like this in horror stories than I am just your typical period piece movie. So I don't know. So, but yeah, as someone that has not read the book or anything, or the short story or whatever, it is interesting to me. I'm curious about it. You know, so I'll give it a shot.
Oh yeah. This is one I've been looking forward to for a while, especially after Adrian Brody was cast, because I do believe he picks his projects pretty well, and yeah, I'm just as excited and curious where they can go with other types of evil beyond what they flirt with in a relatively short, you know, story that they're using for source material. So.
All right, well, let's move on here.
Yeah.
And let me make sure.
Okay, discovering the letter, from his.
So grandpa. Next up, let's do American Horror Stories. So this is the first full trailer for the American Horror Stories. Again, we're going to be getting 2 different American Horror Story series this year. American Horror Stories, which each individual episode is its own, you know, story. Yeah. So it's an anthology. Yeah. And then later we're getting American Horror Story. What's the other one called?
I'm trying to remember the subtitle of it, but I mean, you've got so many of the returning players: Evan Peters, Sarah Paulson, newcomers like Macaulay Culkin.
I deleted the poster. All right. Well, let's just focus on this one. So, American Horror Stories Season 1 coming soon. 1, 2, 3, go.
You've heard all the stories about what happened here, right? Yeah, like Amityville Horror on crystal meth.
Was it the murder house?
Oh my gosh, cool.
It's a cinematic experience.
Don't look!
Oh.
You're Santa, I believe in you. I get it.
Evil Santa.
Nice. Oh, it's Danny Trejo.
I thought it was, yeah.
Most of them not very nice.
We're concerned about the effect of violent content on our society.
Of course you are, Ms. Gore.
Ms. Gore, Tipper Gore.
Holy! I'm sorry. That was
This is the murder house, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, I saw the stained glass.
Wonderful ways to make people suffer.
Interesting. That is coming up this week. That premieres.
That actually makes me really interested. You know what? I guess I hadn't really let it sink in yet that, you know, you and me, we talk about all the time. We love horror anthologies,
Very
especially ones that are done well. And we know the high quality that American Horror Story puts into their work. You know, whether we like the content of the season or not, the quality is always there.
Yeah, and it's often more just going for the jugular than I anticipated because I was very late to the party.
Am I wrong, or was that to alum? So that's Twisty,
yeah,
isn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah, that's John Carroll Lynch,
Rocking
and
the
then
beard
this
this
is
time.
Naomi Grossman, isn't it?
I believe so.
That's Naomi Grossman, who was the Pinhead girl. Yeah, we interviewed her on the channel. So they do use some.
So they're bringing back a lot
they're
of
bringing back people
alumni
for these.
just
That's
in
cool.
different roles, which is what they've always done. Is brought back a lot of these core people just playing different characters. Although Paulson's probably the one who's played the most over the course of the time, and she's had various characters
Pepper,
return.
that was her character. And Danny Trejo is the evil Santa. I mean, sure,
funny.
why not?
Yeah.
I
think it's
actually
cool going
kind of
back
want
to
to
the
slow it
murder
down.
house,
Like,
especially.
going back to the murder house is awesome.
A
I
lot
have
of
to
people-
imagine they're going to touch on the Coven stuff.
Because that's somebody in the latex, right?
Yeah, that's the dude. That's always that was the advertisement for almost all of season 1. The Gimp.
Yeah. Bring out the Gimp.
So there, I like the theater one. The idea of the theater one, where clearly you watch the movie and it drives people crazy, it turns them almost into zombies or something, right?
Yeah,
'Cause we
or
see an
whether it's
aftermath.
that or just some psycho terrorizing a theater. Like I talk about
No,
because
you see, look, that's people running and getting attacked by people infected by something after the screening. It's not just one person. It's like they're like zombified after watching the movie.
Okay, I guess I can kind of see it.
Yeah.
And that's definitely them in the basement of the murder house where so much imperative shizzle went down. And high
the
production
ghostly stuff.
values,
So there's a scarecrow story.
Yeah, there's a demon looking story.
Demon story,
there's
ghostly
possession
story.
stuff. They're gonna hit all of the different subgenres, I'm assuming, or at least a really nice variety of them, which any anthology really should do, in my opinion, if it's going to be successful.
So that might be the Coven tie-in, the Ouija board. Yeah, that's supposed to be Tipper Gore, I guess.
Yeah. Because what would American Horror Story be without a little social
So is that a little
and
vampire
political
action
commentary?
right there too? Is that what that thing was? Yeah. That's
There's
something.
some sort of demon-y
That,
looking
you know what? That
nasty-
makes me think that there's a found footage episode.
Oh, just the graininess of that and everything?
Yeah, well, the fact
I guess
he's
there could be.
swiping at the camera.
Yeah, and the attire, it
Yeah.
makes me wonder what in the hell that
I think we might be getting a found footage episode. That's cool.
So I'm guessing those two dudes are a new couple that has moved into the murder house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like Siler. Even though it wasn't
Zachary
Siler,
Quinto.
Zachary Quinto, yeah.
I'm really excited about this.
I am too, and the fact that it's so close, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's going to tide us over
I
finally.
wish Marsha was here with us for this one.
Yeah, because they had to delay the current, the upcoming season of the.
Now I feel like I have to go back and finish the ones I didn't finish.
I do too, because I
got halfway through Cult and I stopped.
Yeah.
And then I watched the first episode of.
That was Cult the election one.
Yes.
That was where I fell off
Yeah,
too.
and then I watched the first episode of the next one, Apocalypse, and that was all I watched of Apocalypse.
And
But
then,
that was the crossover season.
And then there was the 70s, 80s slasher season that they did.
Yeah, I never watched that one either.
I never watched these, so we're like 2.5 seasons behind.
Well, and that last one was supposed to be good too.
That's what I heard from a lot of
1984,
people.
wasn't it?
Yeah, was it Brit? Oh goodness,
Fuck.
Girl
All
from
right,
Scream
well, look,
Queens
maybe
was
we'll,
on it,
maybe
right?
we'll,
The one who was in Scream 4.
Yeah.
Emma Roberts.
Yeah, Emma Roberts.
Emma
I think
Roberts,
so.
yeah.
All right, well, we might have to go back. I'm so uneager to watch Cult and less eager to watch Apocalypse, but I
was really eager
want to
for
watch
Apocalypse because you know how much I love the Bitchcraft season.
Yeah.
You know,
all right. Well, we'll get to it. Okay. So next up, let's do. There's a bunch of Netflix ones, but let's hold off on those just yet. Let's go ahead and do the full trailer for Great White. So this has been available already at different parts of the country. It's not, or different parts of the world rather. Still not quite available in North America. Coming soon to VOD, but let's
and I
watch
also
this
heard
full
limited
trailer.
theatrical too. So
And in all fairness, we were actually featured in their last round of trailers.
I remember when you sent it to me in the group thread, and I was just like,
yeah, they had a couple early clips, and they had a clip of us talking about Australian horror and how only the good ones make it over here. And so,
True.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Go.
I had his hand.
And then I just had his hand. Okay, some shutters. So it'll eventually be on their streaming service.
Okay.
Keep your eyes open, you might see a whale.
That's right.
Shark. Okay, we're going down.
Nice.
Oh, I wouldn't like that.
Oh, Jesus. That's a biggie.
We're sinking fast. We're floating around in this piece of plastic junk.
That's all it took to take down the plane?
I'd rate our chances at surviving.
Shark looked pretty big.
Less than 5%.
Although now I'm getting similarities to the...
So do you think it's gone? It's still out there.
Of course.
That's close.
We can't give up. We can still survive.
If we do nothing, we die.
But still, I'm getting Open Water 3 vibes a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Damn it! They're hunting in packs!
I mean, there's only so many shark stories you can have.
This is true. Hunting in packs.
Oh, man. Oh! It's a little bit of Jaws 4 going on there.
Where is it?
It's got to be out there somewhere.
Oh!
Oh, boy.
Did it roar? Did the shark just roar?
Seemed like it made some
Very
noise.
Jaws 4. I'll watch it. I don't know that I would rush to pay full price to watch it, but
Yeah,
I'll watch it.
I don't know if I would need to go to a theater to see this.
No.
Like, it was, and the CGR sharks, I mean, they look good in some instances and a little less so in others. But then again, I love shark movies, and we watch just about all of these, you and I, that come out, for better or for worse. And so this could be something like Deep Blue Sea 3, where I'm very much surprised at how much I enjoyed it. So I'm still interested, but maybe my enthusiasm has waned just a little bit with this full story trailer.
Yeah,
so.
I would say so too.
Yeah.
But we'll still give it a try. All right, so let's move on from there. Make sure you guys, if you have any thoughts on any of these, let us know in the comments down below.
Do so.
Let's go ahead and do the trailer for the Apple Plus series called Invasion.
Yeah,
I don't know anything about this one,
Yeah,
and I'm not sure it's probably not horror per se, but sci-fi at least.
Yeah, it's more sci-fi, dramatic, sort of with a little bit of horror sprinkled in. And if I'm not mistaken, it is Sam Neill trying to deal with an alien invasion of a small
sweet.
community.
I didn't even realize it was Sam Neill until I popped up this picture. So 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, pre-trailer trailer.
I love it. We love you, Dad.
Wake up, monster.
I gotta say, Apple originals are very quality. It's a bummer most people don't have the.
I saw Marsha comment on Lisi's story saying it's good. Are you enjoying it?
Or
have you not touched on it again?
It's great from what I've seen.
Okay.
Last episode is coming up in like a week or so.
Over the course of our life, we come to understand why. Why me? Sometimes it's many things. Most times it's just one.
Jesus, that's him?
One reason for everything.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, he's getting up there.
After all these years, there is nothing. Until today. All these signs. Maybe God has given me something.
Oh.
Something bigger. Maybe this is the point. The point to all of this. We would finally have her stand.
Damn, yeah. So yeah, as I've read, not as much of a horror vibe.
Yeah.
You know, a little bit of Arrival, a little bit of sprinkling in of other.
Little
more
De La Earth
dramatic
still
centric.
vibes too, though. So you never know. But I'll wait for the story trailer on that because this is a very vague sort of thing. It looks good. Obviously, it looks high quality, high production value.
As you always see on Apple TV Plus stuff, from the Jason Momoa series to Servant to. Yeah, I mean, they don't skimp. They're trying to be a player in it. It's just, once again, the fact that it's Apple, and a lot of people... I'm not sure if you have to have an Apple ID or some sort of Apple product to actually, gain access, but it's only $4.99 a month, and there's a lot of stuff on there, so...
Yeah.
I'd love Sam Neill, though. I'll watch him in just about anything.
I agree.
Cool.
All right, so that's Invasion. Why don't you guys let us know what your comments are down below on that one. Next up, let's do the new A24 movie.
Yeah.
Starring Noomi Rapace. Noomi Rapace. I don't know how to say it. 3, 2, 1, go.
Yes. Recently acquired a can.
Oh, hang on. We're not hearing sound. Yep. It's called Lamb. And 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, once again, recently acquired a can. So.
Can.
Yeah. Con.
Up.
She, like Mads Mikkelsen, can go back and forth between languages, and I believe this is a foreign movie, technically.
Yeah, I believe so. Kitty.
I like the vibe. Ooh.
Definitely that eerie building
that
A24 vibe.
Yeah. They do have the market
shots are
cornered
great,
on that
though.
shit. Oh man, pretty. Love that.
Damn, what she gonna find? It's been described by some as biblical horror, but I'm not getting that vibe so far.
Well, I could see that.
Well, maybe the lambs and the goats. She's gonna be doing something messed up.
Very ominous sounding, but not very much to go on at all.
Yeah, not giving you much of anything story-wise.
Very
but
pretty looking.
Lots of beautiful imagery, which you always get with A24, even if you don't like the story or think there's a third act like Marsha or whatever.
Or me sometimes.
No, she's totally right, and I've admitted it countless times.
Dude, It Comes at Night is still one of the biggest disappointments for how pretty that movie is, for what little happens.
And the performances I thought were good too.
Yeah.
But
now, like, the thing is, other people are doing it, and they're doing it a little bit better sometimes. Like The Dark and the Wicked was fucking fantastic, and that is the A24ist
that's the
feeling non-A24 movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, because I think it was I Have Seen Midnight.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But it's got that vibe, you know, so it's starting to spread, and others can sometimes do it a little bit better.
And I'm really thinking there has to be some sort of, if it's being described as this biblical, horror sort of thing, the fact that she's burying a goat, and yet there's so many other images of lambs in this, or, sheep, there's got to be something going on, and maybe a stir craziness. I mean, something... There's obviously something going on, and until we see a story trailer, I'm not sure how much...
Well, this makes me believe...
Yeah, what is in there?
Was a baby born of a lamb? And is it an Antichrist story? Maybe something like that. Because, right, Lamb of God. So this would be the Lamb of Satan, maybe? I don't know. Just based on the tiny bit of information.
The goats were supposed to be the Satan side of things.
Yeah, isn't Satan born of a goat?
I can't say.
And that look at the crib right there. I mean, this is now that now that we're look, and she's tending a baby clearly. So I think there might be a baby born of a goat, and or of a lamb, whatever. And
look at how
she's got a baby. They just haven't shown the baby. This is an Antichrist movie right here.
I guess it has to be, especially with the fact that she goes into mother mode and is seemingly taking care of it.
Rosemary's Baby.
And you can tell just the expressions of the husband.
Is that a pregnant moment right there? No, she can't be pregnant. But what is it?
Or maybe she's pregnant with something. Or maybe she's just sleeping really weird. Or
sleeping weird. That looks bumpish. Or maybe it's a dream, right? Maybe she's pregnant with a goat. Right? Because if the baby was born of a goat, maybe she'll have an inverse dream.
Or maybe I'm wrong and there's...
Boars a goat.
Like, because I was seeing a moment ago, I was like, is that sheep and goats that we've seen in various spots? Or do they have both on this farm?
Oh, are they just all sheep? I don't know.
That's what I'm trying, or just goats.
Well, that
horn specifically looks very significant. But you can tell the husband, or so I assume, he is not buying into what's going down, and
he thinks something's up.
Significantly, he seems incredibly unsettled, whereas she seems like cherishing and caring and stuff. They very deliberately gave us this is the epitome of a teaser trailer, guys.
I like it.
So I do too. I'm glad you're into it. I'm not over the moon, but I'm very intrigued at the possibilities. Yeah.
All right. So why don't you guys let us know what you thoughts down below? Did we are we on point with our thinking or not?
Hopefully.
Let's do one called Titane.
Okay.
Hang on, I have them written down somewhere.
I was gonna say, I'm trying to remember. Okay, so no Man of God is not.
Titane is a neon movie. Okay. So let's follow up A24 with neon here.
Yeah, which makes sense because it's another art house indie with most of its releases. So.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Titane. Titane.
Titane. Also featured at Cannes.
Oh,
that's kind of grisly.
Nasty.
Digs it. He looks kind of familiar. Can't say I remember specifics. I am Titane. Oh, well, they're obviously going for the sex factor here a little bit.
Check it, chow.
It's making me think a little of that Spare Parts movie, just like the art house version of it.
That was boobies. That's a red band.
Jesus, the chick was beating the hell out of the other one. Soaking wet. Oh, Raw was awesome. We're getting hit with the
and copyright. Blah, 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 blah.
That's what I was just singing about.
Fuck off.
She's not there
already. Yeah, more boobs. Good
I was gonna say, there's obviously a lot of romantic strife perhaps going on. Wow. There's a lot going on. A lot of crazed imagery in this one.
That one's not really for me. What about you, Fuego?
I mean, from a visual standpoint, it looks very cool. Beyond that, the only thing I think that would get me in this is the neon name behind it, because just about everything I've seen from them, and also the fact that I thought Raw was awesome, and I'm trying to remember if that was her directorial debut or not, but very accomplished. This looks different in just about every possible capacity. The child with all of like the steel bolts and stuff, but then again, there's some super sapphic vibes throughout the entirety of this, which I think is hot, so that's cool. But yeah, the relationship with some of these male characters and everything, I mean, hyper stylized, sexualized in every possible capacity from what I can tell, and so I'm intrigued, but yet I don't know if it's for me necessarily, but I'll totally watch it. This is the kind of thing me and Luis would be like all about. So
yeah, not so much me. Yeah. So maybe you guys too. Let us know in the comments down below. But let's move along here.
There's so much.
So
Move
we
along.
have
Sorry.
a number of things left here. Let's go ahead and do the
something
Man
not
of
Netflix,
God.
maybe?
No Man
Yeah.
of God.
Yeah,
no,
so-
this is the Elijah Wood.
Yeah, so something not Netflix.
Right,
Yeah,
not
since there's
Netflix
so much
yet.
other Netflix stuff.
But there's a few kind of documentary type things, and this is
Yeah.
attempting to be something similar, right?
Mhm.
A mockumentary kind of thing.
Yep. So it's from Spectre Vision, which is Elijah Wood's company. He also stars in this as the, if I'm not mistaken, the officer who basically interrogated Ted Bundy and got him to confess to all of his murders.
Cool.
And
All right.
so another Ted Bundy movie. We've had a lot of these in the
this
last
is like
few
the
years.
third.
It's like very popular.
All right,
but
3,
true
2,
crime
1.
is very popular right now, so it makes
Go.
sense.
That's true. Go ahead.
You think you're smarter than him. You think you're going to be the one that's going to get him to confess.
Well, I don't think I'm smarter, sir. I don't think you necessarily have to be smarter.
I like that this is what Elijah
This is
Wood
what's
does
gonna
now, is
happen.
this sort of stuff.
He
Or
will
maybe it's
come down.
XYZ is his company.
He'll
I'm trying
tour
to
with
remember.
you for a little while.
Does your son know what you do? He knows his daddy protects people.
He will cat and mouse with you. He will make you think you are getting
Oh, I
somewhere.
recognize that guy.
Press record. Let's get this party started. It is February 13th, 1986. This is Agent Bill Hagmeyer. I'm sitting with Theodore.
No, Ted.
I'm sitting with Ted Bundy.
Ted Bundy has 13 hours to live, and he is using those hours to try and buy himself more time.
He's ready to talk. He said he's ready to confess to everything, but
Richard Patrick.
There are families out there looking for answers.
T-1000. His brother is Richard Patrick, though, from Filter.
You're some hotshot young upstart, and I'm your next big case. You're going to be the guy who broke me. There are a lot of myths and misunderstandings about me.
What are you going to tell me?
Everything.
What do you think he wants?
You and I will sit down and have the conversation you've wanted this whole time.
When you get too close to a guy like this, you could lose your way.
Do you think you could kill somebody?
I'm an FBI agent.
That's not what I'm saying.
He was a charmer
Can't
with
hold
both
these
Manny and
girls
women.
hostage. I'm
they
not
say.
playing games. How many did you kill?
Let's say 30.
Let's say we talk about the real number.
30 is a nice round number. You're getting
Yeah, we did a
inside my head.
profiling pain about the extent of Bundy and how
You think
so
I
much
should
was
kill me, don't you?
unconfirmed.
You
and
think it's my time to die?
Frankly, they probably should have done it a long time ago.
I'm going to take you somewhere that I've never taken anyone before. I need a moment with Bill. He's my best friend.
I am definitely interested in that. I think that's an engaging story,
Yeah,
and
very much
I know
so.
Marshall will definitely watch it as well.
I was just about to mention her too, man. She would be all about this, and shout out to Profiling Pain's Chris Payne, because I would imagine this is very much on his radar, and he is very stoked to see another interpretation of a different facet of the Bundy process that I don't think this aspect of it has been covered specifically in a dramatized version, at least. So,
what are your thoughts on it?
I'm intrigued. I'm less into this sort of true criminess, but it's really, for me, this interpersonal, just kind of weird friendship and potential obsession that Elijah Wood's character is having. That sort of humanistic connection and the sort of symbioticness of it is what I'm kind of finding especially intriguing from this. And obviously the cast, I mean, Elijah Wood and Patrick and T-1000 himself and whatnot. So and I like these, returns to, the 80s. I know they're a little played out at this particular point, but they're really great when done well. So.
All right, well, let's move on from here. Let us know what you guys think of No Man of God.
Yeah, the wedding ring, because he got married when he was in prison and on death row, if I'm not mistaken, because he was such a charmer, as I mentioned earlier, and
not surprising.
Yeah.
All right, so the next one is another documentary, still not quite to Netflix, but this is a documentary about the house that The Conjuring was based on. So, have you heard about this one at all?
I think I saw like a tweet. I saw a tweet about it.
I saw someone tweet about it. In other words, I saw them twat about it in the past.
Exactly.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Past tense.
Gravitas.
Yes, Gravitas. Robot ninja.
We have been warned. Something bad is still here.
Residual energy.
At nighttime, it can be dark and sinister.
Annabelle. I just like movies like this, I think.
Did you pack for 2 weeks?
Yes, sir.
Let's just film everything. Nobody's doing this. Nobody's staying at a place for more than one night or 2 nights. We're living with this.
A real parent?
Yeah, I know.
Holy. Be careful what you ask for. Whoa. They will get your attention.
Like the Ghost Hunters guys.
Yeah, I was like, this might just be a glorified Ghost Hunters episode.
Who's there?
I'll give it a watch.
Yeah, a little less for me, unfortunately.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah,
I like Ghost Hunter stuff. This just strikes me as a long Ghost Hunters episode, but
and those guys have been going for what, like 10, 20 years, something crazy like that. Yeah,
so it doesn't tickle your fancy very much.
Not as much. I mean, as it would like Mahalo, for instance, because he loves these investigative sort of stuff. And isn't Marcia into this?
I think she would like it too,
as
yeah.
well, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So, I don't know. They always feel to me like they are being a little staged, and so for that reason, I'm just kind of taken out of it in comparison with, you know, a totally fake fictionalized story. But
that's fair. I think that's a fair criticism. All right, so let's move on from here. There is another documentary thing, I believe. Yeah, the Chestnut Man, if I'm not mistaken, is something like that. Well, let's give it a try. I could be wrong, but this is the first of the Netflix stuff.
Okay.
All right. Oh, right.
Let det blive så. Drabene skete med få dages mellemrum, og anonyme kilder udtaler, at drabene har visse fællestræk.
So this is an actual series, yeah. So it's not a documentary.
Not sure what that is.
Haven't watched it.
I'm liking the weird little stick figures. They look pretty creepy. So it's okay. So it's foreign, obviously.
Well, I like folklore
brief
stuff.
little teaser.
Yeah, very brief. But I like folklore stuff, so I'm interested enough to give this at least a longer trailer down the line.
Yeah, something more of a story trailer. Give us some, you know, kind of bearing, and obviously not a documentary, as we were initially speculating. But yeah, and I always like the foreign take on horror, although I find myself with so much to watch that gets over here to the States. Like a series is a tougher thing to dedicate towards, and I know I've said that a lot on this channel, but it's most definitely the case. But these little sticky figures, man, I'm not sure if they were made out of something gross or why they're taking them in as evidence, maybe. But
I'm guessing they're like the Blair Witch stick man things. He leaves them when there's a crime or something like that. But
yeah, the name is a little to me. I'm sure they're trying to do some sort of translation into English that makes a little bit more eerie sense, or maybe pops with audiences. But
maybe so.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, we don't have to linger on this one terribly long. So, all right, that's the Chestnut Man. Let's do The Swarm, another foreign thing coming to Netflix, but this is about a plague of locusts or something along those lines.
Yep, locusts that are they have a hunger for blood, human blood.
3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah. I don't know if there's going to be a mutated bug sort of aspect.
Gaston, t'es sur le coup là? Ouh, elle-même, elle-même.
Je crois que j'ai trouvé quelqu'un pour les 40 kilos. T'as vendu combien? Pas ce que je voulais. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a? Un problème?
Moi, je peux pas travailler avec des quantités comme ça.
C'est français, I think it's French.
C'est écrit ce business?
I think so.
Bientôt, il y aura plus à bouffer. Vous êtes trop cons pour vous en apercevoir. Ça va? Quoi? T'as pas l'air bien là.
Oops. Uh-oh.
Did they? Oh, no. And that's all the change that they needed.
Apparently.
Yeah, she looks very much.
Qu'est-ce que tu vas faire?
Oh boy. He's like, I'm gonna make him strong. Hunting locusts. Okay. So she trains them to like blood for some reason. And
I was hoping for a little more carnage in the trailer.
Yeah,
but,
me too.
Yeah, performance.
I mean, how much carnage can there be? It's locusts. Like,
Yeah,
it'd just be
I
people
guess.
covered in bugs.
Yeah. Although I know they've done those films where like the ants like swarm people and they just like devour their
Sure.
and they're down to just bones with the quickness and stuff.
Yeah,
so,
they're like land piranha.
I mean, the fact that it's a film instead of a series, I'll probably give it a watch. You know, although I still have a lot of other foreign Netflix horror films from last fall that I never got around to watching
I think I'll be holding
too.
off
So.
on this one. I'm not super interested, but
Yeah.
locusts just don't scare me. So you know, if they were giant locusts, maybe, but not so much.
Although there was a plague in in Egypt of locusts, they have the capacity to torment.
So I knew there was another documentary. This is another Netflix project.
Yep. It's the alien one, right?
Yep. This is Top Secret UFO Projects Declassified.
All right.
3, 2, 1, go.
They don't want to be known. What we can do is judge their actions.
Do they want to help us? Do they want to
That's
harvest
from
us?
the fake alien
The big
autopsy.
question is intent. Who they are, why they're here, why they stick around with us.
See, we saw a lot of stuff like this in the 90s on
question
Fox
is,
around the time
what
that
possible
X-Files was
visitations
popular.
has the U.S. government been keeping from the public?
So we're going to see more of those sorts of videos, I think. Secondly, I think we'll see more documents. And I think the other thing we will see, people who have been involved in this, they are going to come forward and speak out.
People in the world and governments start taking more information till eventually they acknowledge, yes, there's extraterrestrials here.
Was it possible?
Well, they've acknowledged
Did these
UFOs,
beings
right?
come from
Just
another
not.
world or from a parallel universe?
Yeah, so people have
We'll bring you
theorized
the
it's
dramatic
humans
story of what
from
happened over our
another
nation's
dimension.
capital
It's not
just 1 week
aliens,
ago
so to
tonight.
speak.
Nobody's ever really seen it or know where it's at, but it's out there.
But I think it's a noble pursuit to try to figure out why.
Could we be on the verge of another conflict?
We will have a broad awareness of who they are,
Yeah, I don't know about the
doing,
narrative
why they're
here.
doing it.
I thought this was going to be a thing focusing on all this stuff that just got declassified. Not this seems like something that they made before all of that.
Yeah,
So I'm significantly less interested. In
Yeah,
this.
I'm not super into it either. Although, just the idea more so that is hinted at by one person in this interview is that okay, there's not to get into Stephen King, but there's thinnies. You know, there are areas where there's the ability to like go between different realms of reality, so to speak, and that we're not seeing aliens, we're seeing just humanoids in where the technology has gone further, and they know where those little. I mean, they say that there's a lot in the Southwest, New Mexico, you know, Nevada and whatnot, and so that's why so many of those sightings have occurred in Arizona and, you know, the surrounding states and stuff. So I probably subscribe a little more to that theory than actual beings from other galaxies coming all the way here and being interested in just taking a look at us. But yeah, I'm not liking where the narrative of this is going, and so it's a little less for me. Just like you were saying, man. I'm
this
a little
seems
less
just,
into it than I thought.
this seems a little more like the Megs are real on the fucking National Geographic a few years back. You know,
It's a little Ancient Aliens.
yeah,
kind of.
exactly. So no, not much for me either.
Yeah.
So skip that one.
All right.
Let's see what else we got. Another thing on Netflix is the full trailer for a classic horror story, which we watched the teaser for.
It's about to come out. Yeah.
But yeah, we might as well give the trailer of the full one a try here. So 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, probably show up in the review roundup, I would imagine, because I'm at least gonna watch it.
Is this another foreign one too?
I can't recall.
Oh man, it's a big hammer.
There, boy.
Uh-oh.
Azione.
Ciao,
Okay.
sono Elisa e sto andando
Question
dai
answered.
miei per le vacanze.
Di che cosa si ciba il clown di It? Bambini.
Paura. I bambini sono solo un mezzo. Pennywise mangia la loro paura.
It's a good movie.
Mark! Andate in strada e cercate aiuto.
Non c'è nessuna strada.
We're in the middle of the woods.
Oh.
That's a cool structure.
Non siamo i primi.
Che cos'è?
È la leggenda di Osso Mastrosso e Carcagnosso. La gente moriva di fame e loro promisero di salvarli. Ma non sa mai niente per niente.
Of course it does. There's no such thing as a free lunch, right? That's what they say.
Ma perché nessuno lo dice? Questo è proprio il classico film dell'orrore.
So taking the meta route, I guess I should have expected that from the title. Ew, ew, oh, okay, alright.
Sai come si esce da questa foresta? Che vuol dire che non è una foresta? Something's up with her.
We're getting flavors of a lot of different stuff in this.
Oh man.
Tu sei la più preziosa qui.
It's giving me Gretel and Hansel vibes. That,
Yeah,
that
and Midsummer
structure.
too, a little bit. Well, I'm interested.
Yeah.
I'll give that one a try. Oh,
That's-
wow.
yeah,
that's
that's
right around the corner, too.
Yeah.
All right.
It's this week. Yeah, I, from a visual standpoint, it looks cool. They're obviously tossing a bunch of tropes together and kind of trying to put them on their head, and with the whole meta self-awareness of it all. But yeah, I'm down. I'm down. I will definitely check this out this week.
All right. Yeah, I think I will too. This one caught my attention enough to give it a try for sure.
Even the volume adjustment at the beginning, man,
Mhm.
I'm just like, it's an odd little touch, but it works.
So, all right, that leaves us with 4 more, and let's start with the second season of The Witcher put out their first trailer.
So this I'll have very little to say since I
That's
haven't
fine.
watched the first season
I
of The
can do
Witcher.
it. 3, 2, 1, go.
So, I'm your destiny?
You're much more than that, sir.
Yeah, Superman.
Mm-hmm. Apparently, this season's supposed to be much more straightforward than the first season was, which jumped around all over the place.
Timelines and stuff, right?
The world is changing. Centra isn't safe for you anymore.
And it just wrapped filming from what I was
Exactly
reading.
is
So.
camp we're in.
You're home. Finally.
Who the hell are you? Sometimes I feel so afraid.
Nice production value.
Mhm.
Kind of say.
Burn the whole world.
Yeah, his eyes are cool.
Yeah.
Your fear is not easy.
He's a Witcher.
But I am here
They're
for
special.
Based on video games
What
and
I
books,
say,
right?
The game was based on the book series, too.
Okay.
You run. When I say hide,
We have to stay.
you hide. Run! Vesemir said that the world outside these walls is a dangerous place. But you can find power and purpose. Where is she?
What if your princess is more than you bargained
Damn.
for?
Little dead bodies.
Are you sure you're ready for this?
Like the green eyes.
Yeah, they're pretty epic on this show. They caught so much attention with that first season that I think they pumped a lot more money into it.
Because it is essentially where the Game of Thrones fans have migrated over to this. Yeah.
So I'm excited about it. It looks like a good continuation. Obviously, characters from the first season coming back.
She's from the first two.
Yeah.
I assumed.
And then the girl at the very end, Yennefer, was also a big character from the first. I like that Henry Cavill continues to get to play the role because he has such a tremendous respect for the material. He seeked out this project because he loves the Witcher books, and so it's always nice when a good actor gets to portray something that they really love. Yeah. And this is one of those cases, and it's perfect for him. If he's not going to be Superman, he might as well be Geralt of Rivia. So yeah, it's worth watching if you haven't. It's
I'm gonna
only 6
have to.
episodes.
I mean, unlike Game of Thrones where there's multiple seasons, I would have to.
That was only 6 episodes. Again, it's confusing timeline wise, but just stick through it. Because it's still entertaining action-wise and everything like that, and it does give you the backstory to this. The creator,
it does look cool.
Yeah, the creator said that it's going to be a lot more straightforward telling of the story this season. Well, she got the memo from everyone last season. In other words.
Oh, it's a female author.
Yeah. Well, no, not an author, but the showrunner is female.
Okay.
Lauren Hisrich, I believe, is her name.
Okay.
So yeah.
And also with the extent of the brand expansion, because from what I understand, they're also doing a prequel series, and then the next thing we're going to look at is the
first of the animated stuff to look at, which is The Witcher: Nightmare of the Wolf, which is a Netflix animated horror movie, basically. So let's give this one a try in the same universe.
Netflix has a great track record with their animated horror, whether Castlevania or various others. So.
Castlevania, Blood of Zeus, the upcoming Masters of the Universe, lots of really cool stuff.
I forgot about that trailer. Did you watch that?
Masters of the Universe? Yeah.
I just didn't know if it was horror enough for us to watch it.
No.
Okay.
Not really.
Well, I'll have to watch it then.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, we didn't get very much, but again, it does look not far off from the Castlevania style of animation. So I'm all for it. I'll give it a try. Sure.
Yeah,
I'll wait for a more story trailer. But
yeah, if I wasn't gonna be totally lost story wise, or if I just binge those 6 episodes and get the chance to watch this, because I think
this takes place separate. I mean, it's still Geralt, I believe, but I don't think it ties directly into the main show proper.
Okay, yeah, and the main show proper doesn't return till December, if I'm not mistaken. So this will be a little August tide you over in the meantime. So yeah, I would totally get down on this because I've liked pretty much everything. I love that Netflix is doing 2D animation when very few are committed to, aside from some peeps in Japan.
No, I agree.
Yeah, Disney is like all 3D animation at this point. So.
Okay, so let's next do Mortal Kombat. This is the new Mortal Kombat Legends. The last one was Scorpion's Revenge, right? And now it is Battle of the Realms, and this is apparently another R-rated Mortal Kombat movie. Nice. It's not a Red Band trailer, but it is an R-rated Mortal Kombat movie. So 3, 2, 1, go.
Joel McHale coming back as Johnny Cage, I imagine.
Okay.
I would
Maybe,
hope.
Let's find out.
Yeah, he was good.
Tarkatans.
All those Barracks.
Come to me. Come to die.
So maybe a little more character explanation in this, as opposed to being just Scorpion's story?
Maybe. Looks like it. Okay.
Shao Kahn. Lord Raiden.
Nice.
I like seeing the battle aspect.
Oh, Kintaro.
Yeah.
That will determine not just the future of our realm, but the others as well.
Speaking of which, we gotta play that.
A tournament? Like a, what, karate tournament? It's a whole thing. I'll explain later.
Yep, you're right.
I think it is
That's
Joel
him.
McHale
That's
coming
Joel
back.
McHale coming back, indeed.
Okay,
So this is a direct sequel then. Okay.
To the final Mortal Kombat.
Never mind, that sums it up.
Little striker there.
Told us of a child.
Oh no, is that gonna be the guy from
Okay,
the
so
movie?
they are focusing on Liu Kang in this one.
Are you ready?
Shang
I
Tsung.
don't even think we've seen Scorpion yet.
So have I.
Fight. This is the end.
Nice shadow kick.
Oh. Katana. Oh. Oh, Cyrax and Sector. Oh, all the lines.
There he is.
Oh wow. Sonya, okay. Jade, yeah. Oh wow, the bug lady from the recent games.
Fatality.
Mortal Kombat Legends.
Cool.
Battle of the Realms.
Yeah,
I want to see a Red Band trailer for
looks
this.
cool.
Shall pay for my brother's death.
Oh. Is that Noob Saibot then?
Looked like smoke, but
Yeah, I mean he's gray like smoke, but
yeah, but obviously Noob would make the most sense.
Cool. I want to watch a Red Band trailer for
Yeah.
this. I want to see all the gore and all its glory, but
Amen to
I'll
that.
definitely watch this. The last one was great.
Yeah, it was.
Scorpion's Revenge was fucking rad, and I love the Tarkatans. So the fact that we're getting a bunch of Barakas, you know, at least in the stadium, so I'm imagining we're going to see Baraka himself as well. Like unless he died last episode, I can't remember. It's hard to keep track with Mortal Kombat, who's alive and who's not.
Well, and also in the fact that even in the games, like there's a separate ending where some characters die, but then only a few endings are canon by the time you get to the next game.
Mhm.
It's a little convoluted and a little confusing since MK9, but I still adore this series, and this looks. I'm digging the fact that so there's been mention in like the character bios and whatever's of these wars that have gone on, but really all that we focused on is the actual fighting, you know, the actual tournament itself, as opposed to everything else going on with, you know, Shang Tsung wanting to bring his forces into these other realms and take them over. So the fact that we're getting a little bit of that, I think, is cool, and yeah, lots of familiar faces from all of the games, so I'm excited.
Yeah. Cool. All right, and
Nice.
that leads us to, I believe, our last trailer of the day.
Another
Let me just
animated
double check. Yep, one more animated one, which is the Addams Family 2.
Yeah.
Yep, that's everything.
Round it
otherwise.
out.
So here we
Boy,
go.
I'm breathless.
Did you watch the first one?
Oh yeah, I watched it in theaters. I liked it.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought it had a cute message for kids.
I think I reviewed it with Susie ultimately on the channel.
Yeah, but great message for kids about like being true to yourself and not conforming to the pressures of, you know, friends or other kids at school or whatever. And yeah, and then the animation was great. Awesome voice cast. So yeah.
All
Snoop
right.
Dogg is Cousin It, if I remember correctly.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey, you kids, it's dinner time!
Dinner time, my favorite nighttime meal.
Why does nobody come in through the front door?
Dearest mother and father, we will not be attending this evening's ritual mastication.
What?
They're both growing up so fast.
They wouldn't be caught dead with their parents.
Wait a minute.
What?
I've got it, Tish. It's hideous. It's monstrous. It's the old Addams camper. It's time for some family bonding.
What? Huh?
We are going on a road trip.
This is cruel, even for you.
Let's roll! This trip will bring the Addams closer than ever before.
Let's make some memories.
It's just us and the wonderful sound of silence. here he is!
The depths of the sea, back to the black Snoop Doggy Dog monkey and the
It's good to see you, my be-whiskered cousin.
I still don't understand the word that guy says.
Where's Kitty?
He and it hit the catnip pretty hard last night.
Kiss me riding dirty, tryna kiss me riding dirty.
Where's Kitty?
He and it hit the catnip pretty hard last night.
Oh, jeez.
There's a bong right
Oh,
on the
my
ground
goodness.
right
Snoop was probably adamant about it.
Good lord. All right.
That's
okay,
funny.
well,
No.
thoughts, Fuego?
It looks fun. I mean, maybe not quite as fun as the previous one with the whole travel aspect. I'm a little less into that because didn't they do that in the Hotel Transylvania series? You know, so I feel like there's a little borrowing. And amusingly enough, the Hotel Transylvania just moved and is now supposedly coming out the same date as this.
Oh, really?
You better believe somebody is going to shift their release date again just so there's a little bit of spacing because these both hit the identical demographic. But I'll definitely be seeing this. So
I'll give it a try too. I'm not sure I'm going to rush to see it. It'll probably end up in one of our review roundups, I would guess. But still, it'll be fun. I mean, I was entertained by the first, and
Same.
I like the voice actors, and I like the animation. So, you know, why not?
Yeah, this is something I would use my AMC A-list for. You know, I wouldn't pay like a full ticketed
I know it's
price
time
or take
for
a
me
bunch
to
of other
re-up
people.
that thing.
Yeah,
I almost did the other day, but
and now that stuff is starting to come back out.
But I didn't want to. I wish the theaters had kept the restrictions. I liked ensuring I had a seat between me and everyone else.
That's why I still like going, you know, like matinees as much as I possibly can.
Well, the Black Widow matinee was full for me.
Oh wow!
Because I wanted the Dolby, and I didn't buy tickets early enough. So.
Gotcha.
But still, I would have been right next to someone. I didn't like that idea. So, all right. Well, why don't you guys let us know
That's all of it.
in the comments down below? What did you think of Addams Family 2? What did you think of any of the trailers that we showed you guys today?
There's a lot.
Yep, indeed. 16 total. That was a big trailer reaction roundup, and imagine how much longer. Oh, wow. Tip-offs right now. All right.
Yeah.
So we got to go watch The Suns, Game 3. Until next time, I've been Cecil Laird.
Gracias, Jaime and Fuego.
Thank you so much to all of our patrons. We greatly appreciate your guys' support. Lots more Patreon content coming in the very near future, including some more Sharknado reviews coming next week, or actually this week for Shark Week, right? Because it starts this week. So
yeah, Chris Hemsworth is gonna go swim with sharks on some special, from what I saw.
I'll watch that. Thor versus the Sharks. Okay.
Yeah, bring it on.
All right, but until next time, remember, guys, stay scared.